Hello and welcome to Hexed Encountered. I'm Joe. In this video, we will be doing part 3 of our campaign in the game Atlantic Sentinels, North Atlantic Convoy Escort 1942-1943. This is from Compass Games and designed by Gregory M. Smith. In our first two missions, I guess, or first two escort operations, we went from England, or the UK rather, to Canada and did not lose a single ship. On our second one, which was a return from Newfoundland back to Londonderry, which is Ireland, actually, Northern Ireland, we lost one ship. It was a large freighter, and it was 6,800 tons. So that is our situation as we enter the third one here. And so we're going to get right down to business here. As soon as I finish cleaning some of this up, things got a little discombobulated. So the first thing we do is we roll on our convoy assignment chart. I need to adjust my lighting. Okay, so as I was saying, we're going to roll on this chart because we are currently in Londonderry, as you can see right here. So we're going to roll 1d6. So we'll take our d6, we'll roll it, and we get a 1. So that is a large convoy. So we'll take our large convoy and put it on our east OMP, Ocean Meeting Point. And we will begin by moving our escort group to the OMP. And now we'll start by advancing to our first box and rolling for an encounter. I'll take my 2d6 this time. And we get a 2. And so there we have a Focke-Wulf 200, and I forgot to check to see if we have air cover, so I'm going to do that right now. So that is here on chart A4, cam ship, up until August of 42. We are currently in April, so we're going to roll 2d6 again and see if we get a 2, 3, 6, 8, or 11, we'll have a cam ship. We got an 11, how about that? So we do have air support. So here is our counter for it, cam ship. We'll put that on the cam ship area here. That just indicates we have a disposable, well, that's probably not the right word for it, but it is a hurricane fighter that is going to be launched but not recoverable. It will ditch in the ocean after its mission, and the pilot will be fished out, hopefully, and we get one shot at this. But we do have our FW 200 here, so we're going to have to take care of that. So really the impact is we use our cam ship, we launch it, he chases off the Condor, which removes any penalties we would have had from having a Condor trailing us, which is basically you roll twice on the encounter chart to determine if any U-boats find you because of the Condor shadowing the convoy and radioing your coordinates. So we'll move on to our next encounter roll. So we're going to roll our 2 D6s rather again. We get a 7, and a 7 is nothing. I'll show you the encounter chart real quick. So you can see here, 7, nothing. So that would actually been in this box. I didn't move first. So now we'll move to this one, and we'll repeat our die roll. We get a 3, and a 3 is also nothing. So now we go here, and we roll again, and we get a 6, and a 6 is, that's right, nothing. Now we move here. It's been an uneventful trip thus far. We get a 7, which, as we already noted, is nothing. We move to the next box, and we're almost home. And we get a 3. And a 3, as we also previously noted, is also nothing. So now we have dropped off our convoy here at the ocean meeting point. We would move on to our new base at St. John's for our trip back, which would take place in Mission 4, which I'm going to do momentarily because that one was quick and nothing happened. So I just realized I forgot to do my refit checks after Mission 2, because it says right here every second refit phase, and I forgot to do that. Now we already have Huff Duff, so we don't need to roll on this one. We can roll here and here here and here. So we get 4 die rolls to see if we pick up any additional radar sets, hedgehogs, an additional destroyer or frigate, and an additional corvette. Any one of those. So it says, for notes, once the escort group has Huff-Duff, stop checking. We did. That's what I just mentioned. Type 271 radar and hedgehog mortar thrower is assigned to a ship that does not yet have it. Once all ships are equipped with a system, stop checking. An escort group can never have more than 4 destroyers or frigates or 6 corvettes. We currently have 3 destroyers and 4 corvettes. So we'll roll first for the Type 271 radar. So a 3, 5, 9, or 11 will work. And we get a 6, so that is a no. Now we'll try the hedgehog, which needs a 2, 4, 11, or 12, so a very small chance here. And we got a 6, so that's a no. Again, an additional destroyer or frigate. A 2 gives us a B class, an 11 an E class, and a 12 a river class if it's May of 42 or later, which it is not. So we're looking for a 2 or an 11. We get a 9. And then finally, our additional corvette, 2 or 11 will get a flower class. We get a 4. Okay. So no harm, no foul there. I didn't roll any anyway, so we'll remove this. I meant to roll to determine what convoy that was, because they do have that in the book here. So you can see on April of 42, we would be rolling to determine it would be the ON area. So we're going to roll that right now, the ON designator. So, large. We rolled a large. So I always use the first number is the large and the second number is the small. So I'll write in ON 82 for this one. And here's our sheet here. We are Escort Group B-2, Lieutenant Commander Joe Hex. You can see we lost 68 on our second, 0 and 0. So far we're doing fairly well. We'll move right on to number 5 here because we can. So again, the first thing we do is roll 1d6 to see what our convoy assignment is. We are going out of Halifax, or St. John's rather. And 1 is HX large. So an HX large in May of 42 is HX 188. So we'll write HX 188 on our log sheet. Note that that's a large, and we're ready to go. We'll put our large convoy marker on our West Ocean meeting point. Now we look here on the card, which I didn't do last time, so we're going to check for cam support on A4. First mission only. Maybe I'm not supposed to do that. Well, I had a cam ship on the first one, so maybe you get that every time. So we're just going to put this out and say that we have it, I guess. Once August comes around, we'll have a shot at getting long range air, and then it says check every refit phase. So yeah, that kind of conflicts what's in here. Intermission on log sheet, place escort marker on east omp or west omp, place convoy size marker on escort map. Okay, so let's move on. Conduct mission. Move escort group to next travel box. So we'll do that. And I've never been clear on whether we should check here or not. So in the previous mission, I didn't. In this one, because nothing happened in that one, I will. So let's roll for an encounter here. We got a 6, which is nothing. So it didn't matter anyway. We'll move on. Let's try another one. We've got a 5, which is also nothing. So we're out in the air gap now. We get a 10, and a 10 is also nothing. So no dice here. I mean, this is what you would want in theory, but it doesn't make for a particularly exciting encounter. 8. 8 is also nothing. So move on again. Now we're in condor range. So if we roll a 2, we'd have a condor. And we have a 9. And a 9 is a U-boat. So we do have a U-boat this time. All right. So since we have a U-boat, now we have things to do here to resolve our encounter. All right. So here on our handy dandy card, you can see under number 1, determine day night for the first combat cycle. 1 to 3 is day, 4 to 6 is night. So we'll roll here. Got a 2, so that would be day. So I'll put day here on our tactical display. Next, if it's day, attack 1 U-boat with air support if available and allowed. The first thing we also need to do here is we have to roll for weather. So that's also a D6 roll. So we'll roll here. And we got a 4. And that would be fair weather. So no effect from weather. Now it's a single U-boat. So we have to roll to see if it's a type 7 or type 9. Anything but a 6 is a type 7. It's a 4, so it is a type 7. I'll put my type 7 out there so we know that that's what's attacking. Then we will determine if that single U-boat, so we will attack or not. So we're going to roll another D6 to see if it wants to attack, and it does. A 1 or a 2 is a daytime attack. A 3 to 6 would have been a contact report. So they get to attack. So if day, attack 1 U-boat with air support, which we don't have. If the first cycle, place half, right? The other. If day, U-boats either attack. So we're on number 4. So they're going to attack. Okay. So what we first have to do is figure out where the U-boat is. So let's roll for that. So we have 2 and 12 will be at the bottom, 3 to 5 here on the left, 6 to 8 at the top, and 9 to 11 on the right. Now you know, if you know your die roll likelihoods, result-wise, the most likely result is from the front. And we get a stop rolling 11. So that is from the right. And now we'll roll again to see if it's C or D. It is D, so he is right here. Now he has not been detected because we don't have our, he didn't send any signal, so Huff Duff is useless. And the only radar equipped ship is up here. Actually, he can detect, I believe. Let me check that. I'm pretty sure they can detect. Because here on this, it says on the side, which has radar equipped escort. This is the ship that has the radar. But I also read that they can detect sides and the front. So that's what I'm going to verify here in the rule book. You would think I would remember, but I do other things in between playing this, so I forget some things. Okay, so I found the rule. It's right here. You may detect him with Type 271 radar. This is successful with a 1d6 roll of 1 during the day and 1-2 at night. A single Type 271 radar gets a detection attempt against all U-boats on the sides of the convoy, left, right, or rear, but only against adjacent approach circles to the front. This is a bit of an approximation, but close to the historical realities and accurate in game terms. U-boats targeting stragglers cannot be detected by radar. Well, we don't have any stragglers yet. We could as a result of what goes on here. So I get to roll 1 die. If it's a 1, then we detect him. If not, then he gets his, it's not. So he gets his undetected attack here. So we're going to skip card 6, which is attack U-boats, and go to U-boats versus convoy. Undetected U-boats attack, roll for range. Okay. So we're going to roll for range. We got a 5, which is long, 5-6L. So he's at long range, so he would be right here. Okay. Roll for 3 targets. Choose targets by rolling on chart C1. So here are our targets, right? So we got to roll. We're going to roll here and see what they get. I will use the black and one of the white, since this is the Germans. And we get a 5. And a 5 is the 2 largest 2T, 2T with the red asterisk. If night, this is a surface attack. It's not. So the T2, largest T2 2T rather, I keep saying T2. 2T means the two largest targets by tonnage will each get 2 torpedoes fired at them, and the smallest is ignored. Now we roll for our target sizes. 1 to 3 is small, 4, 5 large, freighter-wise, and a 6 is a tanker. So we will roll 1d6. We'll roll the black die here, the black die. And we get a 6, and a 6 is a tanker. So the tanker is probably not what we were hoping to get. So here's our tanker chart. So we're going to roll our 2d10s. We'll use black for the first digit. Get this out of there. And we get a 96. 96 is down here. The Astral, 11,900 tons. So that's a big one. Now we'll roll for our second potential victim. A 1, on the other hand, is a small freighter. And let's see what we get for that one. 33 small freighter is the Daphne of 2,000 tons. So that one is likely going to end up being safe. And our third and final ship, 2, which is also a small freighter. So we're going to roll that again here. And that is a 57, and a 57 is the Empire Barracuda at 5,000 tons. So that'll be the second target. All right, now we do our attacks, and we use charts B1 for this. So here is our chart B1. We're at long range, so a 2 to 6 is a hit, 7 to 12 is a miss. So you have electric, but I don't even know how you determine if they're firing electric torpedoes or not. During the day, they would be more likely to use an electric, but at long range, this is probably for when you pair it up with the hunters, where you have someone making decisions for the U-boat. So we're going to ignore that. I don't think we recall seeing it in the book that you're supposed to roll to see what type of torpedo they're firing. So we're just going to roll 2d6 here. We don't have. I'm going to assume that none of these are here. He's not surfaced. We know that because it's not a night attack. So we're just going to roll 2d6. And we got a 3, and a 3, of course, is a hit. Let me actually put these out. So we'll put, that'll be the Empire Barracuda. This will be the Daphne. And our tanker right here, the big 11,900 Astral. So we're going to get a hit. So we've got 1 on the tanker. We'll do the tanker first as it's the bigger target. And we get a 6, which is also a hit. So the tanker takes 2 hits. We'll have to check for duds. The dud is a 1. A 1 is a dud, so we'll see. Not a dud. Not a dud. Okay, so both hit. Now we'll roll for damage on B2 right here. So the first one is a 6, which is 1 damage. So that's good for us. And the second one is a 2, which is bad for us because that's 3 damage. And 4 damage will sink the tanker. So I'm actually just going to move him down here because he's been sunk. So that's bad. Let's roll for the Empire Barracuda now. So first roll, a 5. Yeah, that's a hit. Second roll, a 10. That's a miss. Okay. So now we just have to check for dud. It's not, and then we check for damage. With only 1 hit, he rolls a 2, which is 3 damage, and he sinks the Empire Barracuda as well. So we just lost 16,900 tons of shipping. Let me note that on my log pad here. I'm going to just put an X to note that those 2 have been sunk. And now we get to try to detect him. So here's the detection chart. 9 to 11 is detected, and a 12 or higher will get us a +1 on our attack roll. So +2 for 1942, and I don't think, I mean, it doesn't tell you how to do this. So -1 for long range. So that cancels each other out. We'll just play that they use the steam torpedo, and that'll cancel it out. We don't know about test depth. Again, some of these don't matter. We have one escort, I guess. Or two. Well, I guess we have two over here. There's two on this side, so we'll say that those two are in there. Nobody moved, so we just get a +1. So we're going to end up with a net of +3. So we'll roll, and we get a 9 + 3 is 12. So the 12 adds a +1 to our attack. So now we're on this chart here. We have a V&W class and a flower class. So no class-related ones. There's more than one escort. It's not a surface attack. There's no damage. So let's roll. And we add 1 to our die roll. And we got a 7, which becomes an 8, which is 2 hits. 2 hits. So I could roll for the damage, but it really doesn't matter ultimately, because, well, we can roll it anyway. We'll roll it anyway. So I'm going to take my black one here, and that'll be the first digit. So we get a 63, which is forward torpedo doors, odd. And then we'll roll again. Whoops. And we get a 46, and a 46 is the flak gun. So that would be 2 things we would mark as damaged on our U-boat chart. But as I mentioned, the way this game works, if you don't sink him, they kind of escape and go away, and you move on. So he's done attacking. It was only the 1. So he survives to, limp away or whatever. And that ends the encounter. Okay, so we move on to our next box. We roll for our encounter. It is an 8, and 8 is nothing. Move on. An 8 again is also nothing, and we've reached the ocean meeting point, and that will end our mission. And that is the end of that. So that will end this video as well. So we did lose 16,900 tons that time. We did not sink any U-boats. And so now we've got 4 missions in the bag for our refit. We do need to roll again on our potential upgrade charts. Here on chart A4, we would check this for our cam ship. So let's do that. First, we get a 5, which is no cam ship on our next mission. Then we'll check for Type 271. We get a 7. That is nothing. Hedgehog. 6. No. Additional ships. No for the destroyer or frigate. And the corvette. Oh, look at that. We get an additional corvette. All right. Another flower class. And we'll take our additional flower class, and we will put him up here. And he gets a trained crew, I believe. And that, as they say, is that. So we are ready for our next mission, but that's going to do it for this video. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to comment, ask questions, etc. And I always ask if you would consider liking, sharing, and/or subscribing if you are not already a subscriber. If you are, thank you very much. Also, thank you if you do share or like. That is greatly appreciated, as it helps my channel grow. But that's going to do it for this one. I'm Joe. This is the Hexed Encounter channel. It is Solo Sunday. And until next time, as always, happy gaming.